Thank you, Senator McCain.
But it's in keeping with the season. Thank you.
Absolutely.
There you go.
It's great to see you here with Senator Lieberman working across parties, and I also really respect your stance on global warming with respect to other Republican candidates. But I'm wondering how in the future you're continuing to work your bipartisan relationships as leader of this country to combat global warming.
Thank you. You know what? First of all, I thank you and your friend's commitment. We may have some differences on the specific approach or some specifics of the approach to combating global warming or climate change. Joe Lieberman and I, several years ago, proposed a bill that would set up a system called cap and trade. What it means is, if you're a company or an enterprise that reduces your greenhouse gas emissions, you earn a credit. And somebody else starts a business or an enterprise and they are emitting greenhouse gases. They can buy that credit from you. And meanwhile, there's a gradual reduction of greenhouse gas emissions. Now, we did this when we combated acid rain. The Europeans today are set up that system, and they made some mistakes in it, and it's kind of stumbling along, but it's beginning to work. We're now seeing a green technologies exchange on Wall Street. I'm saying to you that rather than impose a mandate, rather than say we're going to increase your gasoline taxes again, I want to have this cap and trade system so that it will incentivize companies and corporations and businesses to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions, and through the free enterprise system. My friends, the technologies are out there. We just got to encourage their use and have incentives to do so. And I just want to warn you about one other thing. You'll see and hear, what about a carbon tax? Whenever you hear a new phrase that you're not familiar with, especially when it comes from people that like to increase your taxes and increase the size of government, look out. Carbon tax means increasing your gasoline taxes. Now, is there anybody here who wants to pay more at the pump for a gallon of gas? Please raise your hand. That's not the answer, my friends. That's not the answer. And so, look, I am confident of this nation's ability to address this issue. If we could put a person on the moon, if we can send probes deep into space, then we certainly can adopt these efficient technologies. Look at this new light bulb. I'm sure I know all of you have heard of it. That is dramatically improvement in efficiencies and conservation. And so there's a lot of things we can do, and I know America can do it if they are called to do it. And by the way, on the Kyoto issue of getting global agreements, I think we ought to do it. But I don't know how you can have an effective global agreement on reducing greenhouse gas emissions unless China and India are part of it. My God, they're the world's growing economies. They're the ones that are going to be emitting, at some time a few years from now, China's going to be emitting more greenhouse gases than the United States of America. So I'm for global agreements, but I would not do one that does not have China and India as part of it. Yes.